How are you today, this moment?
In this moment in life?
Yeah.
How am I, you ask?
How are you?
Who knows?
Who do you think you are? Welcome.
Episode 26. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going.
Yeah, it's definitely going.
How's it going for you?
A little hungover, to be honest with you.
Really?
And a little foggy, too.
Why?
And you guys, actually, look, check this out.
What'd you get?
Twins.
Ooh, what you got?
Well, this one is the 8-to-1 CBD.
8-to-1 CBD to THC.
So I got two. I got one 2-to-1 and the one 8-to-1. And then this morning, I was like laying in bed listening to some demos, and I was smoking the 2-to-1, and I've been smoking the full spectrum for so long that like has very, very little THC. That I was like, 10, 12 hits or whatever, and I get up to go on my run, and I'm like, oh, I'm high.
Yeah. It's like a 2-to-1, but it definitely does get to you a little bit. Like, it's not like other pens like we've talked.
It's like not going to send you to outer space super quick, but there's still some weed in there more than I anticipated. So I switched that back to the 8-to-1, and because I like a lower dose. Like I like microdosing. I
was smoking this 2-to-1, and yesterday I was like, I think I'm getting a little too high still.
Yeah.
I kind of want to try a different ratio, like the 8-to-1.
There's a 16-to-1 too. That's the final one that they have of this brand. I'm not sure what the brand is, but I think the 16-to-1 probably would be my favorite. You can hit this one too if you want.
Okay,
that's
throughout.
But the 8-to-1 is good as well. There's a 10-to-1 I've tried before that I liked a lot too, but that microdosing is super nice. Especially because if you're not getting like that high all the time, then when you do, like I've been smoking some flower at night, or the other day, like I haven't taken an edible in like 3 or 4 weeks.
What? Who are you?
I know, like it's funny because
you were like counting them down, and you were like, this is for tomorrow,
for my workout, like, and now I haven't used it like before a workout or anything for a long time. But me and my sister saw The Grinch the other day. And I took one with me there.
The new animated Grinch?
Yeah, which was fantastic.
I heard Tyler, the Creator, made...
I think like a song or two in there. Yeah, it was pretty dope. I heard the song Stand Alone before, and I was like, this is kind of lame. But then when it was in the movie, I was like, actually, that's fucking dope that he did it. And Keenan from Keenan Keller Saturday Night Live, he was like the Holly Jolly dude in Whoville, and he was hilarious. His voice acting was so good. Yeah. But... So I saved that gummy, and since I hadn't had one for a while, it just really made that whole experience tie together.
Put the bow on top of it.
It's that beauty and sparsity or sparsity, moderation. Yeah. It's that. But then when you fire it, you're like, yeah. buddy.
Yeah, because if you're doing that often, you're building that tolerance quickly.
That, and just like for me, like when I was like, I need to stop taking edibles for a little bit because I was taking them every day, like it was just kind of mundane. It was, you know what I mean? Like I wasn't getting anything from it, like the giggles or introspective thinking or anything. They just happened to be like a state of mind that I was.
Like, ooh, I'm on some... I'm on like 50 milligrams right now.
No, and that never really happened. It was still like the 15 to 20. I mean, I would sometimes kind of throw a monkey wrench in there to get like... But I don't know.
Huh.
Yeah.
Speaking of weed, they recently fully mapped out...
Fapped out?
Fapped out.
What's that mean?
Fap?
Yeah.
Isn't it masturbating?
Well, I know that's what it means, but like how... Why is it fap?
Why is it flap, 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 flap?
Is that why?
Maybe. I don't know. It's the fucking sound it makes.
Just fapping around.
Yeah. Who knows, man? But that's interesting. Whoever made up that.
Let us know.
Yeah. Any listeners out there have
any fappers
the origins? Out there? Any fappers?
You're all fapping. You're probably fapping right now.
You're probably fapping to our voices.
Probably.
Because we're so damn sexy. We got faces for radio, bitches. That's funny. No, they fully mapped out the cannabis genome the other... I read it in an article.
Uh-huh.
That means that they found out ancient viruses made cannabis produce like that THC and the CBD and the psychoactive effects that cannabis has.
Yeah.
So, and then it's gonna better help us with breeding the plant. Not that they're not doing that already.
Oh, they're doing.
Oh, they're doing plenty of breeding.
They're breeding the fuck out of it.
Fapping too, probably. But it's going to be more specific, so they can actually pass down like what traits, they can actually see what traits are being passed down.
Oh, interesting.
From plant to plant. And if you want a higher CBD, like I said, they're doing that now. It's just going to be more accurate.
That's crazy.
Because of this genome that they fully made.
It's kind of like one of those CBD, remember that like Item 9 cartridge I had?
Delta.
Yeah, Delta 9.
Delta 9.
That's right. And they like just isolated those 9 CBD traits.
That's
so like
right.
they're super concentrated on like the things that are better for anxiety or stress and inflammation.
So now they're going to do that more
even
efficiently.
more. Yeah. That's cool.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
It's a nice little article I skimmed over.
Then weed is also just, it gets, did we talk about this before already? That
we talked about a shit ton of stuff on here.
And then we forget because of what we're talking about right now. Weed.
Yeah. What?
But like they make it so strong that now the CBD ratio is like getting bred out kind of a lot of flower. And then that like kind of, that's why like smoking weed now is so much different than it used to be. Like, cause you're getting more of that like head rush psychoactive kind of.
I don't want that, man.
Me either.
That fucks with me too bad.
Well, I didn't realize how much of like even from 10 years ago, 15 years ago when I was smoking like things that my buddies were growing, like they weren't like super breeding shit. So like I really enjoyed kind of like the mellowness or like that like the whole spectrum of what weed was. And now that we're just like breeding it, it's like almost like a liquor, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
it's like
this is 100 proof.
Yeah, you know, like this is going like like some of those pens, you're like,
dude, or even like dabs.
Fuck.
I can't do dabs.
Exactly.
I'll pass the fuck out. Like it's way too much.
Exactly.
For me. And like my buddies are always like, let's take a dab. I'm like, no, man, give me a fucking joint and I'll smoke.
And that's what scares me about like legalization and all that kind of things, because you start getting so accustomed to it and you push the bar farther and farther that you lose kind of what this like whole movement and thing was like, or is for people. Like, you know, smoking weed can be like a festive thing. It can be like a party thing, but it's also good for people that are writing or thinking or for sleeping, for diseases.
Right.
And we're just kind of like, woo!
Yeah.
You know, like
no.
Then you forget it's for anything positive,
right?
And then you get this huge stereotype and this look at like what it is.
It's
you know
always
what I mean?
been stereotyped.
Yeah, that's true. It's never like been looked at like, oh, he smokes weed. That's cool. That's
true.
Wow,
so progressive.
Exactly. Who should be president?
Yeah. No, but they'll be able to like control smells of the plants.
Oh, interesting.
And all of that.
What kind of smells do you like in your weed?
I remember back in like high school days, there was this like cheese. Did you ever have cheese weed? And it was this weed that just fucking reeked of cheese. It's like this cheese wheel that was in this Ziploc baggie, dude, and it's just so dank. You know, it smells so good.
I was always about like that fruity pebble kind of smell.
Okay.
I always liked that. I was like, ooh, that's gonna be nice.
also enjoyed like the citrusy
like
OG,
lemon. Like lemon haze kind of feels like when you smoke it's like, that's fresh.
Ooh, yeah.
That's nice.
That's right. You remember, okay, so this is something that you don't see anymore. Reggie. What happened to fucking Mersh? What happened
I know, right?
know?
I think you can definitely find it in Arizona. When I first moved here, so I moved here from Seattle, and like right when I left, like we found an amazing dealer. He was like super close in with who was growing, so we got the freshest shit, and he had variety, and he always knew what like sativa hybrids we were looking for. So I was like, finally, I was like, this is weed, like this is amazing. So then when we moved down here, we're driving. I took like an ounce or two.
Okay. Really smart, by the way.
Yeah.
Crossing it across.
And smoking joints the whole time. So we're driving. Our car's, it was my Jetta at the time.
Who'd you move down here with?
With my ex-girlfriend at the time.
Oh, okay.
Jessica.
Sorry for the question.
Yeah. And so we're moving down here. Everything that we could fit inside my Jetta, that's what we were taking with us. So it's like jam-packed. And right behind like the armrest is like we have the ounce of weed and some joints. Okay. And so we're in California smoking, and like literally like one of those signs, it's like agriculture stop approaching. Oh. And we're like, fuck! Like our car obviously reeks of it, like, and we're stoned, so we're paranoid. So we're driving up to the border crossing, and then we're like just waiting in line, so scared about like that they're gonna smell the weed or whatever. And they're just like looking in the window. They're like, do you have any agriculture from up north? We're like, no. Like, all right, move ahead. And we're just like, holy shit! Like, like
they didn't smell it. They just didn't say anything. I don't know.
Or they just didn't say anything. Like they were just looking for fruit and whatever.
Yeah, that's a main one. Half the time they just fucking wave you by.
Yeah,
I know. Like going to California or coming back, it's just like, all right, come on in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so. I mean, it was the weed probably that made us paranoid too, but that definitely for the rest of the trip, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be careful now.
Let's not smoke till we get there. Yeah.
So anyway, so I was accustomed to great weed, and then so I first moved here working in a restaurant. So I'm like, hey, you wanna smoke weed? Yeah. So there's this one
mota.
Yeah, mota. And this one dishwasher is like, hey, you smoke? You want some weed? And I was like, yeah. He's like, what do you want? And I was like, we just ran out. So I was like, give me an ounce, or you know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm like, what do you need for that? Or no, I said a half an ounce. And I was like, what do you want? Like 200, 150? You know, he's like, like $75.
What?
I'm like, what the fuck? So I get home, I tell my girlfriend, I'm like, all right, I found a hookup. Like, finally, we're going to get weed again. Like, you know those days, like, when it was like, it's scarce. You're like, I need to save it. I need it for my days off, for my day after work. It's like,
I know those.
So we're like, fuck, we need weed. So he's like, all right, here's my number. And then we're calling him. I'm like, did you get it yet? He's like, no, they're coming from Mexico, you know.
Oh, shit.
So we're waiting for him to come, like, a couple hours, 5 hours later. This is why I'm so glad having my car, too. I fucking hate dealing with drug dealers.
Yeah.
6 hours,
so
6 hours later, he's like, all right, we got it. Come roll by. So we're, like, driving in Mesa, some parts that are like, I'm like, oh, shit.
Mesa?
Yeah.
Back then, there was nothing out there, man.
Right. And it was like, I was a little scared, like, cops everywhere. This one, like, just blazes by me. And then the guy kind of pops out of the bushes, jumps in the back of my car, and he's like fully tatted too, like face tats, everything. He was cool though,
right.
But it was also like she had never met him either, and she was like, "Oh shit!"
Right.
So we're driving. He's all right, have me hop out right here. Hops out, we're like waiting anxiously. Hops back in, stashes it underneath the passenger seat. Then we like drop him off at like his house or something.
Oh my God.
She's like, I've never been so scared in my whole life. The $75 and it's like this.
You fucking pick up a 250-pound Mexican with tattoos on his face, like. I'd be a little paranoid too, and I'm brown.
So yeah, we get home. We're like, "Fuck, we need a." I think we picked up again from him. Actually.
Oh, great. Well, you knew him now, so he's like chill.
Well, I knew him like because I worked with him. Like I was.
Oh, okay.
So I was like chill with him. Like he was cool, and he had some great stories. Believe me. Yeah, we were smoking it, and I just remember like we were number one amazed by the amount that we got for $75. Like holy shit, like. And when we smoked, and we're like, "This is fucking terrible."
Yeah,
like, just like headaches and just like need to sleep and like
stems everywhere, seeds.
Yeah. This is a very long story to what happened to Reggie. Yeah, but the old soccer cleat Kush.
Oh man, I remember kind of when it started to change. We got these. It was from Reggie. We used to get a shit ton of Reggie. And then we started getting these Christmas buds. Do you remember Christmas buds at all?
Like the ones that are just the shape of Christmas trees, or just...
I don't know if that's what made them Christmas buds, or they were just a little nicer. Like they were fluffier.
Okay.
It was a bit better than Reggie. It still wasn't like really dank chronic.
Yeah.
At least we weren't getting it at the time.
Right,
I'm sure it was out there. But... So it's like Christmas buds. So it's like we'd hit up the same guy, you know, after a while.
Yeah.
And then finally it's just like Christmas buds turns into this like dank ass chronic, and you just couldn't find Reggie anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or maybe it's like you don't really want to look for Reggie anymore.
Like you'll change drug dealers, or for me, I can just like I choose different strains at the dispensaries. Be like, let's try that one this time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I love that freedom. I need to fucking. I think it expires next month.
Oh, your
card?
card?
Hurt my back again. Ow!
I was hanging one of these picture frames and...
Yeah, you know what? It's still not any better.
Yeah,
they're like,
it's weird.
My checkup with the doctor. Like, it's still, yeah. I mean, I've been smoking weed every day.
I love how you, told me your story.
Uh-huh.
Can we dive into this?
Yeah, for sure.
And you go into the dispensary and you're all, it intimidates me. Like,
yeah, right.
I've never done it. I know it's a piece of cake. All my friends do it. I haven't done it. It's a little intimidating. You said the same thing.
Yeah.
But you're like, you go in there, you sit down, and you're a little nervous, and then you start seeing these people come in.
Exactly.
That are just like totally abusing the system. And then
they smell like weed. They come in there like rolling blunts and shit.
That is so funny to me. And then like, still, here you go. There's your renewal.
In their pajamas and shit. It's like, maybe you should take a year off, actually.
Better yourself. Yeah. That's so funny. I remember, rationing out my weed and like, I can only smoke this much today and tomorrow this much. And then like, if you did run out and you couldn't re-up or didn't re-up, it's like, oh, fuck. Resin hits it is.
Resin hits. Oh. We used to scrape bowls for resin, make the balls, then do knifers with them.
Oh, yeah,
to make it even more.
Right.
I did that a lot in college.
Yeah. Well, now people are doing like dabbing, and that's kind of...
I guess that's kind of what it is, right?
Yeah.
But dabbing's actually like wheat, like better weed, I guess. It's like distilled or whatever it is. Like it's not like used up, dry, crumble around your fucking bowl you've never cleaned.
Butane filled.
Like, oh man, that's gotta be so bad for you.
Oh yeah.
Makes you so dumb you start a podcast.
Seriously. And then you realize how much you were abusing weed, and then
right, dude, you
start changing your life, and bettering yourself.
They start smoking weed again to celebrate.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah. Anywho. Yeah, good transition to you brought up last week.
Our segues are fucking amazing.
They're cake, dude. Yeah. It's like it's almost too perfect.
Yeah.
We brought up 5G somehow. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how it came up, but I wrote that down because it's a topic that I've heard from. Is 5G getting you? You just made a face.
Oh God! It's this 5G.
They're zapping me.
Is this 5G frequency? I got a kink in my neck.
Yeah, so I was like, I want to do a little bit of like research on this 5G, and it's crazy the amount of information and warnings and money that's behind this whole 5G thing. So anyway, so I don't know how to kind of get into it. What I was just kind of learning about it, and so 5G basically it's like 100 times faster than 4G.
Yeah,
and it's this thing that they need to do like little cell towers everywhere, like neighborhoods, cities, like very very close to each other, like just everywhere. And they like display radiation outside of them too, so that's what people are kind of afraid of, and they're afraid that like maybe it'll make us fertile or give us cancer, right. Or like conspiracy theorists are afraid it's like mind control. It's like you said last week, it's kind of making birds and bees kind of freak out, and that the population of insects is already depleting too.
Yeah,
I read a thing about it's like the apocalypse. It's the apocalypse right now for insects. Like there's a German study that like 75% of flying insects have gone away. Like huge numbers of like insects and
like been eradicated, or they have just moved to different parts of the world.
That's a good question. Maybe they would just move to a different part of the world.
But at the same time, it's like the migration. Something. Like sometimes they can't make it through certain climates.
Yeah,
so it'd be hard to migrate.
So it gets like getting confused and zapped. But it was crazy to see. It also, they say it could fuck up REM sleep because like you're sleeping, there's like all this radiation, right? And like frequencies always going around, and we talk a lot about like control and what you consume and what we don't see that's like affecting us. And it is scary to think like this thing is technology that's moving forward, and even though there's a lot of risks up for concern, but the big companies that run everything, it's like piss, you want this fucking phone a little bit faster, bro?
You'll be alright.
And they'll give it to us. We're like, this is fucking fast. This is nice. I like this.
And then we'll be fucking sucked into that.
Yeah.
Be like, oh my God, I didn't even click the button in the page.
It'd almost make us like dumber because it's like dumbing us down more and more. Because like I think maybe that's not the right word, but
I mean it's not the wrong word.
It's not the wrong word, but like patience is a huge thing with technology. I think that we're losing because you get so used to how fast everything works that you're not tested on your patience, like with dial-up, bam, 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 and then so all of a sudden you don't have that patience, and then so like traffic starts driving you a little more crazy, or like waiting at a restaurant a little bit longer starts driving you crazy because like you're not exercising these normal skills of like patience and not getting everything you want on your fingertips like instantly, you know?
That makes sense, man.
So I don't know if it's dumbing us down, but it's like it's
enabling us,
detrading us, like stripping us of traits that we've evolved with. You know what I mean? Like survivalist traits.
Yeah,
you know,
I see that.
And the farther that we push that, the more we're gonna be.
The more we're gonna fall down that rabbit hole.
Just drooling over our phone into like Ancestry.com, and they're like, Have you talked about? Have you done that before?
No, fuck no. Why am I going to spit into a cup and give them my DNA? I mean, not that they already have it.
Bill Burr had a bit about it.
Not that they don't already have it, you know.
And I was like, he's like, why the fuck are you going to spit into a cup and give it to some motherfuckers that like, you don't know what they're going to do with it? Especially if the government gets their fucking hands in it, like making a murderer where they like plant blood and like.
Here you go.
Shit like that has happened. Like, not saying that they would, I mean, yeah, maybe they would. It's just like, you don't need to do that. You don't need to spit in a cup and...
Yeah, you're whatever your parents are, that's who you are. Okay?
Yeah.
That's as far as my ancestry goes.
It's crazy that, like, the traits that make us from ancestors...
I mean, it's interesting. It's definitely interesting to find out, you know, I'm Mexican, 2 Mexican parents, but what were they and what were the people before them? And
who's your real dad?
Are we... That question's always on my mind. I didn't want to talk about it on this podcast, but...
I thought 26 episodes in would be a good time.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Sorry, bro.
So, do you want to... Yeah, no. I mean, it'd like, you know, you find out there's like, you're part African, and it's like, aren't we all... Really,
right,
you know? Or it's like your great-great-great-great-great-grandparents were Spaniards that... colonized fucking South America.
Something,
and then, you know, it'd be interesting to find that shit out, but I'm not gonna give that government my DNA, man.
Nah, brah.
That's just mine.
Yeah, so like these cell towers, and you go into like, let's flip it on this kind of control and dumbing down the population and making us more futile, which, you know, it's that thing with like desensitification with like deaths and people dying and just all these things that kind of roll off of our shoulders now because we see it so often, like this whole mind control thing.
Shootings.
It scares me because it's, you know, you can say like the government doesn't want to control the population. They're not into mind control. Like, you're wrong, because there's so many of us that like they need to herd the sheep. Like, there's always going to be a leader, and then there's the people that are following along, and that's what we are. And they want us to be kind of mindless. So you think about these cell towers and like the fact that they do have frequencies that could go in and kind of maybe change us in ways that we're not knowing, you know?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the voice of God? It's a military weapon.
No, I haven't. I thought you were talking about...
Have you heard of the voice of God?
Castle Rock? Have you ever seen that show on Hulu?
I watched half the series.
That's like what.
Did you finish the whole thing?
Yeah, I did.
Can you just spoiler alert for me? Or is it too hard to?
I mean, it doesn't. Yeah, I'd have to rewatch it. It's relevant, but I just remember like parts. The boy's father was always in the woods searching for that frequency. And that frequent
looking for that weed. Daddy!
Dad! Get out of here. Don't tell your mom. But he was out there like searching for it, and it's like this... In the show, they depicted it as this like ringing. This just like this...
Right. You know, I saw that when he was in a chamber.
Yeah, they put him in a chamber, and... anyway... So, I thought that's what you were talking about. But it's a weapon, you say? Yeah,
so it's a weapon that they used in the Iraq War. And it's like kind of this frequency lasery kind of thing that they can kind of shoot down at like an area, surface area. And it can like throw a voice or a frequency or like chatter into your skull.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah. And it's documented like they used it on enemies. But the technology is there. So it's like, that's fucking crazy.
Can they
look it up, dude? Look it up.
I'll look into it.
Yeah, it's insane.
The voice of God.
Yeah.
Huh. Can they pinpoint this to like a particular person? Just
for sure.
This one person?
For sure. And think about like phones and shit. Like we have a tracking number on us at all times. Like they could be like, let's zone in on that.
0075444.
It's moving here west of Elm Street. Let's hit that cell phone tower.
Yeah,
now he's jerking off.
That Jewish church that's over there. I don't know. This guy, he could hate Jews. Like, let's put this frequency in his head and like, hey,
this
is the voice of God.
So a lot of people that end up
go fucking crazy.
End up shooting up places usually say they heard a voice, but they could be schizophrenic or all these kind of things.
That's what we blame it on.
That's what we blame it on. But
if they're using the voice of God, man,
right,
motherfucker,
it just means that's out there. Like they could do that. They could be
that's scary. We have way too much fucking technology, man.
The future of technology is like crazy too. Like the death ray was invented in the 1920s, 1930s, and that was the idea of like basically a laser. Which
freaking laser beams.
Freaking lasers. And there's just so many. The future of technology and weapons. It's this thing that's so buried in the news and headlines, and you'll see, like we've talked about this before. You see a little headline, this robot that can open a door or do this, and you're like, oh, okay. Yeah. And then you don't think about it ever again until all of a sudden it's at your door, fucking sticking something in your ass.
Heavy metal. Well, that's a different kind of robot.
Wrong address.
But come in.
What is it? Heavy Metal? Is that episode of Black Mirror?
Isn't it called Heavy Metal?
That fucking show, dude. When's the next season gonna come out?
I know, it's fucking great.
We should literally just on every episode do like a recap per like show. Like every week we'll do like choose one episode and then we'll like break into it the next week.
Are we that kind of podcast?
No, but just for Black Mirror's sake. We talk about that show
like the new episode?
Time. Yeah.
Okay, the new season.
For the new season when it comes out.
Down. Yeah. Okay, why not?
It'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Give a little rundown of and that way we have to do less like prep for the show. Just watching shit.
My 3 bullet points that I have today. Yeah, so much prep.
And also I get so scattered sometimes, but I think that's kind of good. It's like that is not very planned.
Yeah,
they're like listeners are like, yeah, we know.
It's funny.
I miss those days of dial-up though, like the things with like speed and 100 times faster than the phone. Like it is good enough. I like technology getting better, and what the thing for me is that I hate the most is always being readily available. It's like I know you have your phone on you. Why aren't you picking up your phone?
Yeah.
Why aren't you answering this email? Well, it took you 6 hours to text me back, and like it's
maybe because I just don't want to talk to you right now.
Yeah, just like give me a break. I don't know. We're just like, you also just get so attached to your phone. Like it's hard to leave your house without your phone. Like, do you do that?
Wallet.
Do you ever leave
your wallet?
Yeah.
Keys wallet. No, I've never. Yeah. I wouldn't.
Right.
If I get stranded, bro. And that's the convenience of it.
But how many times have you been stranded?
I've blown a tire once.
Yeah.
Once.
I have a good.
My 20 years of living. And
you had your phone?
I did have my phone, but I fixed the damn tire.
So when I go hiking, I never bring my phone.
Oh, that's cool.
So one time...
You brought your phone.
I didn't bring my phone, and I got lost. Lost as fuck. Like, have I told you this story before?
I think you may have vaguely.
On the podcast? I don't know.
Anyway, we're retelling a story.
Yeah, so I had some edibles that somebody was giving to me at the time. So, like, I wasn't really sure about doses or anything. I took, like, 3 or 4 before the hike without telling my girlfriend at the time.
Always smart.
And so we're just walking. She's following my lead, and I just start going off some weird off-beaten paths. So I'm like, oh, fuck it. It's fine. We'll go. We can make it.
We'll figure it out.
So we go on top of this huge mountain, and like you're climbing up and shit. So then we look at it and we're like, this is beautiful. But then we're like, how do we get down?
Oh yeah, I do.
And I was like, I don't fucking know. I don't know how to get down. So we're like,
how long were you out there?
Well, so that little like part was like an hour and a half, maybe 2. But we were out there for like 3 to 4 hours. Because then as soon as we finally got down, it's, like in Arizona, it goes from light to dark like.
Oh, yeah, quickly.
Lights out.
Strong snaps, by the way.
Thank you. The first one was bad, so I did double. The next I
didn't hear the first one, so.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, I'm trying to start feeling out the trail. I'm like, I kind of think we're going somewhere. And then I'm like, fuck, I have no idea where we are. And then we end up finding a park ranger at an entrance of one of these places. And we're like 3 miles or 4 miles away from like where our car is, like in this weird roundabout way that like the only way that it connects it to is the highway.
Yeah.
And so I asked like the park ranger for a ride. She's like, "Oh, I can't do that." Like, cool, thank you.
Liability.
Yeah, so we borrow her phone. We call a taxi, which is like, fucking who uses taxis anymore? Especially in the like middle of central Phoenix. So it takes the taxi like 45 minutes or whatever to get there. Picks us up, takes us to our other car.
2 miles.
Yeah, a couple miles. Well, because we could like you had to go back on the trail. That was the only way, and like we couldn't walk on the highway. So it's like,
got you.
Yeah, so that's why we didn't just go back. We didn't have flashlights or anything. So he takes us there, and then where the entrance is gated off because like, you can't park in there at that time. They have those spike strips or whatever.
Yeah.
So he's like, "All right,
this is as far as I can take you."
Yeah. So she waited in the car for some reason. Oh, because the money then was in my car too. So she had to stay with him.
Collateral.
And I'm like a mile in. So this is before I was really jogging and shit. Like, so I had to like run because the meter's going. And I'm like, after hiking for like 4 hours, I'm like
getting
dying,
lost.
dude.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh fuck, running in my car. And then and then we got like I'm gonna start bringing my phones on. But also that was a cool kind of a good survival. I mean, that's pretty dramatic. But I don't know, like forcing yourself out of that like norm.
I mean, technically,
guess.
you could have gotten stranded out there, and it could have been maybe a day or two. And
yeah, maybe.
I mean, if you didn't see that park ranger,
somebody got injured, or something.
You broke a leg, falling down.
There's a lot of things that could have happened.
Get airbagged out of there. That would have fucking been a pricey bill.
Yeah, dude, nothing I could afford.
Nope. And I'd be like, you know what? I'm sorry, I'm not paying.
Go fund me.
Yeah, go find me.
Go find me.
Yeah, I'm lost.
That's funny. Go Find Me is kind of like the original milk cartons. Lost Kids and Milk Cartons.
Right.
Why didn't they do that on milk
Everybody
cartons?
bought milk, man.
Is that it? Let's see. What's the history? What's the story behind?
Yeah. Not everybody read the newspaper, but a lot of people bought milk.
Oh, this is gonna be 1970s and 80s when it started. Yeah, they just did it. I don't know what made them be like, hey, we should do this on milk. It's the National Child Safety Council. They started the Missing Children Milk Carton Program. Yeah, really interesting stuff. You're welcome, you guys.
Yeah, there you go. Now you know why they put kids' faces on milk.
I kind of miss those old Stone Cold facts. They're actually kind of funny. It's like too factoid.
Yeah. You want to tell people about the picture on Instagram?
Which one? The one of
where
Jacob's penis?
No. That was a good one, too.
Still fapping.
Yeah. No, when we met, R.I.P. H.W.
Yeah. Good man.
Yeah,
we were all hanging with Bill right after he won.
Yeah. I don't even know who the other guy was.
Hillary?
It looked like her. No. That's funny, man.
I've seen a picture of like Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton next to each other, and it's like what Steven Seagal used to look like and now what he looks like. And like says Hillary is like wears these like robes and these like super small like colored glasses, and that's like how he dresses now. And before he used to wear like leather jackets and jeans like Bill Clinton. It's so funny.
Hunger Games that is.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't really know too much about George H.W. Bush.
Uh-huh.
I did a little like quick fact checking because
he was old as fuck.
He was old as fuck. But also 1989 was when he was elected into the 41st president, and I didn't realize it was pretty recently. Like it wasn't that long ago.
No.
At all.
And that was the Cold War, right?
Yeah, he Desert Storm. He declared victory in Iraq because we're definitely out of there.
Yeah.
He pardoned some government officials that were implicated in the Iran war because, you always got to help out your homies. Made us arms treaty with Russia. It's crazy to think, like, there's those ties that are, like, we talk a lot about, like, the power that's still there. Mm-hmm. And it's like, 1989, like, George Bush wasn't too long after that. Like, Jeb was running, like, people that are still very involved in the party and that kind of that family.
Right.
It's like royal family-esque.
Ooh.
I did some royal family, like, conspiracy.
Did you?
Listen.
Like with the royal family?
Yeah. And, like, kind of because what's crazy, it's like, we say all these crazy, absurd things like, oh, there's no way America would do that. But every other fucking country around us has a royal family that's like in complete corruption, like a dictator. Like there was this one conspiracy show I was watching on Netflix, and it was they didn't really cover it too much, but the whole like Princess Diana death thing, like holy shit, dude. Like married to a prince, she was a queen from the outside that like Queen what Elizabeth or somebody, what are the old broads, she hated her, so she divorces him, starts like doing all this like, you know, power of me, helping the world, and like outside of the royal family, and after getting that divorce they're like, oh, we gotta take that,
she knows too much.
And yeah, exactly, and she started talking about like the things that she saw wrong inside of it, and like, I mean, that's like, they killed her off.
Yeah.
I mean,
Marilyn Monroe.
It's like, it's crazy.
It's happening everywhere.
It's so crazy, but it's so crazy.
What you told me is like when they said, they're like, oh yeah, we'll make it look like a car accident.
Yeah, right. Exactly, dude.
Like, that's creepy. We'll make it look like a car accident.
We'll make it look like something. Yeah, a suicide. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to George H.W. Or like just
R.I.P. This was for you, Georgie.
All those things, all those wars. Like he started a lot of the shit that's like, we're still fighting, and you know, these same fat cats are getting rich from these wars and from oil and all this shit. And it's like, you see like, oh, there's the connection. Like the connection's there. Just draw the connect the dots.
The only picture that really killed me, and I really felt bad that he died, and not necessarily I felt bad for him or anything. But
Jeb.
No.
Poor Jeb.
Poor Jeb. He's really missing.
Jeb!
Bob! Was the picture of his service dog.
Oh yeah,
like laying next to the casket, and I'm just like, oh,
that got me too. It's so
Isn't that
sad.
weird?
It's that animal thing.
Yeah.
It's like,
but at the same time, I'm like, bro, if that service dog was a service human, he would have been dead a long time ago.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that dog knew so many secrets.
Yeah.
If that dog can talk.
He saw George H.W. Black on some weird shit.
He probably fapped it a couple times. Maybe the dog helped him fapped it because he's like a service animal.
He probably actually needed eye contact the whole time to come. He was probably like, hey, boy.
Oh, that's
like,
interesting.
Eye contact. Come on.
You think that's what the service dog was trained for?
Yeah, probably. Maybe? That makes sense. I don't know. See what else they'd be trained for.
Good old HW.
Noki's a service dog.
Is he?
Yeah, you've never seen. I even carry it with me. Check this out.
What does he service?
Emotional support, dude.
Emotional support dog.
That way you don't have to pay for apartments and hotels and traveling.
That's a good loophole, man. That is a good loophole.
But it's so funny because his face on it just so stupid. It's like, ah! It's like, who's this motherfucker
like he's
helping?
Smiling, man, he's cute.
That's true though. I guess that's what, if it is emotional stress and depression.
Yeah.
I mean,
I have a friend that's got a couple emotional support dogs,
and
she just couldn't stop like getting emotional support dogs.
Oh, right.
She's like 5 now.
I'm gonna make a shelter that's only emotional support dogs.
You'd probably be able to
sell them for like $5,000.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, this is just a nice, sweet little puppy. No, it's emotional support.
Yeah, we started watching a show on Netflix called Dogs.
Oh yeah,
and it's I guess each episode's different, but the one we watched, it was about this
dog.
Well, yeah, but it's about. So it starts with the family, and the girl's got epilepsy.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and the dogs can like sense that. They sense the smell of epilepsy or something like that before it happens.
Do they smell the epilepsy or when they shit their pants?
Probably a little bit of both. I think everybody smells it when they shit their pants, though.
Yeah.
The dog has a preconceived notion about it, though.
That's probably true. He's like,
he's like,
turtle.
Who's she gonna do it? No, but like she'll go over and the dog goes over, and it's pretty interesting, man. Like the shelter where they trained all these dogs. And, and one of the families in the show is like, yeah, well, this $10,000 dog better pay off.
Oh shit!
Like, yeah.
Damn.
They're expensive, man. They're nothing. If it's like an actual service trained.
Oh yeah, like that don't cross the street,
right,
look both ways.
Right.
And there's some crazy dogs.
Dude, dogs are incredible.
Wolves.
Yeah, wolves.
Just wolves, man. Wolfy wolves. When he turned 75, he went skydiving. Well, that's pretty dope.
Who did?
George
H.W., man.
Is that crazy? 75, dude.
Still rocking.
I'm jumping out the airplane. Woo!
I did this and now.
Declare victory of Iraq. We're out. Didn't George Bush do that too? Like on a cruise ship?
Yeah, like a fucking
banner
one of the warships.
It's like, we're done.
America, yeah. We're done. We're just going to stay here for another 7 years.
Build shit and spend a bunch of money. Don't worry about it, though. It's
Hey, Obama, take over, man.
Yeah. Yeah, right, exactly. Make it look like we're not involved anymore, Obama. You're cool, right? You're laid back.
Everybody likes you. You smoke cools, man.
Yeah. I will be inhaled. Wait, I didn't inhale?
No. That was Clinton. He's
Yeah.
like, I did not inhale.
I didn't swallow.
Just like he's like, I did not have any sexual relationships with that woman.
Hillary. Believe me.
You know when people, like, one of the things they checked him on was conjunctions. Mm-hmm. You know, I did not, instead of like, I didn't. It's like, he's emphasizing the did not.
That's interesting. That's presidential, isn't it?
And it's like...
Not the current one.
Yeah, right.
He's using like
we ain't got
nothing. And shit. Just gonna start posting GIFs on Twitter
instead of a. Well, it's probably be better than like what he does post.
That's probably true. Nah, you'd be surprised.
He'd probably get a lot more retweets.
You know what's a funny thing? This happened to me the other day. It was like my family was gonna go out for Peking duck, and I was super excited about it because I had Chinese.
What?
Peking duck.
Peking duck?
Is that how you say it?
I don't know.
It's like a kind of like whole roasted duck in China.
That sounds good.
So yeah, I was super excited because I hadn't had Chinese food for a really long time. So I was like texting my mom in the morning like, oh, what time and everything. And then I was just looking for a GIF. And I was like, Chinese food. Chinatown.
Takeout.
Nothing.
Like
nothing available. I was
cultural appropriation.
Exactly. And I was like, I'm not looking to do something, like I'm not trying to like offend it.
Yeah.
But it's that like reverse like thing too. Like you can find a white person doing so many ridiculous things. Like you type in like honky, I'm sure, and it'd like be a picture of me doing whatever I'm doing right now.
Two-step
but it's so weird how we kind of like are maneuvering through like, oh, you can't look up Chinese food. You can't use a meme of. And I'm like, oh, okay. I guess I'll...
Yeah, it's that extreme leftism, I guess it would be.
Like, I wonder if you could... What? Yeah, it's like, I think it's a thing from the phones.
It's that 5G, bro. That 5G frequency, man.
That's exactly what it is. Isn't that weird?
Oh, that is fucking creepy.
Well, it's 4G. 5G's going to be like... We're all going to need epileptic dogs. Like, we got another one. Yeah. And they'll actually just drag our bodies to the fucking mass grave
while we like mindlessly scroll
exactly
on our phones, just,
one more lie,
drooling, and the dog's just like, you fat fuck, just dragging your ass across to work or something. Exactly. Like, I'll be there in an hour. Mindlessly scroll.
There's a Father John Misty song where, like, right before it ends, like right before he dies, and like refreshing his feed to see what he's gonna miss when he dies. Like it's so like. I mean, there's people, I'm sure, in hospitals right now checking their feed for the last time before, like, they peace out.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Like, that's pretty crazy that, like, that's your last connection. That's sad, man. That's, like, so cold.
Yeah, it's like you're not with your family.
Or even they are, and then the whole room's just on their phone. They're like... Oh.
I tagged you in something, Jessica.
Did you see his picture?
Jessica's on the fucking, what's that place they send you to hospice.
Yeah,
Jessica's on hospice and like, I tagged you in this funny meme, Jessica.
Check this out.
Jessica's crying her eyes out. It is funny. I'm dying. That's sad.
One more like. One more selfie in bed.
Yeah.
Ooh, I got dark really quick. I'll shake it up a little bit. How many Jack in the Box tacos do you think America consumes every year?
First off, that's the healthiest thing at Jack in the Box?
Is it?
It is. It's been proven. There's a study. I don't know who did it, but I read an article.
Yeah, it's so strange.
And that's not fake news.
Huh.
But I think it's in the millions.
How many million?
Oh.
Just guess.
Maybe 6.
554 million.
Oh, I was almost on that, dude.
Is that crazy?
That is disgusting.
That's gross.
What the fuck are you people eating out there?
And then I was like, okay, that's a lot. But I was like, how many burgers does McDonald's sell? Because I'm like, that's got to be like... Because tacos are, not a rarity at Jack in the Box, but it's not the number one thing, I don't think. Or maybe it is.
It's the cheapest, huh?
Should we look at what the top seller at Jack in the Box is?
No.
So McDonald's, like how many... I mean, I'm not gonna. This is a trivia pursuit, so.
Why not? This is
fine.
Fun.
How many?
I was almost on the taco one.
How many burgers do you think McDonald's sells a year?
Tacos were 6. 24.
24 million? 2,400?
No.
Remember, Jack in the Box was 554 million.
554 million.
Yeah. And after this break, we'll have Pete's answer.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. I'm trying to see, like, should I double that, triple? I think triple, man.
Yeah.
Maybe 20s?
It's 300 billion. And 75 hamburgers a second. 75 hamburgers right now. 75 hamburgers
see my face
right now.
Can you, like, explain 75 to the listeners?
Right now.
Holy shit, dude.
And that's only one chain, too. Like, Jack in the Box, like, Carl's Jr., In-N-Out, like, that's crazy, dude.
That is fucking insane, man.
I know.
That's just McDonald's?
That's just McDonald's. Yeah.
We are fucking doomed. We can't turn that around, man.
I know. That's like...
We can't. The only thing that could turn this around, and is because of this, that I'm going to start...
This podcast?
No, not this. Yeah, it's an amazing podcast. I'm going to start prepping next year. That's my New Year's resolution, man.
Okay.
We need something to fucking wipe us out. Like, just, let the grid just get knocked out. It's going to be pandemonium. But, I'm going to start prepping next year, dude.
So what are your first things you prep?
Water and
Space
foods.
blanket.
Water, foods, blankets.
Booze.
Maybe a little bit of booze. I got my bar.
Booze? What's funny about booze?
Well, you can like make tinctures and shit too.
That's true. But also, I think it's like one of those things of trade. Like in The Walking Dead, a lot of times, it's like these guys that have like this scotch that's like 100 years old. It's like such a rarity. It's like people are so desperate for that like memory that they'll trade you like a gun or something, or their wife.
Yeah.
Like, hey, have that or give me that bottle.
He's only worth $75. That bottle of scotch in 1992.
And I'm not going to need this scotch to be banging your hot wife. Let's go.
That's good. Yeah, no. Booze would be trade. Yeah, man. Just going to get scared.
So water.
I feel this catastrophic...
How can you feel that? There's the news.
I'm a service animal.
How can you feel like that? The climate's been going great. The murder rate, the 5G. How could you think that anything could be happening?
I hope we don't.
You're a fool!
I hope we don't even get to 5G, man.
It'll happen, I think.
I hope we get wiped out before.
Yeah, maybe.
Kill off all these dumb folks.
Well, if we don't get killed off by the dumb folks, we'll become the dumb folks.
Well, what if the dumb folks just become zombies?
What if we are the dumb folks?
I mean, we're all dumb.
What about, what if
there's
the
always
frequency makes them zombies? That'd be kind of cool. Well, zombies just like a metaphor anyways. Isn't that the first Night of the Living Dead? That was the whole like point he was making, like a cultural jab at like the way society works. Yeah.
That's good.
Like a metaphor, I guess.
Yeah.
Like just,
I see it.
Yeah, I can see it too.
I've seen a lot of those like artists too, like make those animations or something of just like these people going one line on their phones, like holding their suitcase going to work.
Oh yeah, man.
Those.
Do you have your phone near you when you're writing?
I write on my phone.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You have a keyboard.
Yeah, I have a Bluetooth keyboard and I just write on
I wonder what, like, because the study that I saw it says like if your phone's near you, you lose focus. But I wonder if, like, you're doing the work on your phone, like, what does that mean for that kind of study?
I don't check messages. I don't,
But it says even if it's on silent or do not disturb, it says, like, just the fact that it's there.
I believe it. It's a temptation.
Yeah,
like
maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's just like a little, like, hey,
pick me up, man.
Hey, man.
Don't you want to see how many people like your post?
Your screen time's down, bro. You got plenty of time.
Come check me out, man.
Come on, swipe this.
Ooh, Pornhub.
I'm gonna rumble just the right way when you get a message. You don't like that. It's gonna.
It's gonna send this tingle, this cancerous tingle from your leg pocket, all the way up to your heart.
You're gonna like it so much, you're gonna crave it sometimes. You're gonna think, hey, did my phone go off? But it didn't go off. You're just like, I missed that. Hey, somebody.
I'm thinking about you.
Somebody notify me.
No, but
maybe I need to post more. Maybe I need to post a picture of myself.
Why is anybody inquiring where I'm at right now?
Not even my mom? Come on.
No, man, it's just that temptation of having it there. Monday, I wrote for a solid like 4 hours. I've been throwing myself into my story because I have, what's today, the 6th?
Oh yeah, that's right. You have a deadline.
I have a deadline
to finish the story.
3 days to
three doors down. You stole my story.
I'm pretty well into it, kind of closing it off properly.
Nice.
And I don't know if I'm going to publish it. I'm going to post it. I have no idea yet.
You should, man. Like, why not? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll make a little website or something.
I was thinking, I'm sure I'll help do some. I really want you to like post some of this shit.
Right on. Yeah,
same. Oh, sorry, did I cut you off?
That's what I want to do. I mean, it's.
Yeah.
I might not be doing it for profit, but
you gotta put yourself out there. It's like you can find some pretty cringy stuff on me by doing a basic Google search.
Really?
Like I have some songs from 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago that I don't feel too good about. But it's all there, and it actually, a lot of those things of putting out like 5 years ago, it's given me little stepping stones that I met somebody or something happened, even when I wasn't proud of it, so to speak, or I was kind of like ashamed of it. It was like about putting it out in the ether in a way. You know what I mean? And now I can look back, like it's kind of cringy.
You show your progress.
But man. Exactly. Now that there's like, you keep working,
right?
It's not as cringy because you're like, well, that's who I was, man. I was grinding it out. I'm told everybody I don't think I'm good at anything I do. I just try hard. Like, you know, I love doing it.
And you
like,
keep doing it.
Exactly. And I keep doing it. Who knows why? Yeah. This Saturday, the Edison's at Tempe Tavern.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. What time?
10 o'clock.
You go on at 10?
One, yeah.
It's a late one.
And a double the next day.
Damn this fucking ruling clock that we all buy by.
But it's like that. It's that grind of like, I mean... And you came out to our last show on Saturday too, and I always appreciate people that do it. Because like even me, it's like hard even for me. Like my own show, I'm like it'd be nice just to stay in and not do anything. But where's the growth? Where's the story? Where's the push?
And you killed it.
Where's the payoff? Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
You guys killed it up there. Shout out to the Edisons. The 2 new songs that you pulled out of your ass.
Yeah, pulled right out of there.
They're pretty dope, man.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
I really like the second to last one.
Yeah. It's fire. Fuego.
I would like to have your lyrics beforehand.
Huh.
Because you, like I said, you fluctuate your voice up and down and distort some of the words. But, I mean, it goes along with your style, you know, with your guys' style. And it sounds good. I would just like to know what the fuck you're saying.
Yeah, it's kind of like
I get like little snippets, and I'm like, okay, this song's kind of about this and this and that.
Yeah.
Like a blind bird in flight. Like,
yeah.
I was like, that's a pretty cool lyric. Like, just written out.
I wish there was an easier way to show that with or share that with people. It's like with live settings, it's kind of tricky to like. Especially, I think what you need is like a sound engineer with you that knows your bands, knows the parts, and like. Controls it, but that's like a whole other level of like. But it is a bummer too because I put a lot of work into my lyrics, so I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah,
the inflections are like kind of a thing I've learned from comedy or listening to podcasting, where it's like you inflect with what you're trying to say in different ways because saying "God damn it" or "God damn" like in different ways can mean completely different things. So
you were a normal person when you said "God damn it," but when you said it the other way, you were like a hillbilly,
or like kind of taken over by like some paranormal thing.
Right,
like I sing a lot about like kind of how these ebbs and flows of like personality can kind of come in and take control of your body, even though that's not necessarily who you are. Like
you had a
thing.
You had a Jimi Hendrix moment too. You were on your knees grinding out on the guitar, man. That's pretty.
I'm too old for that shit now. My body's been sore until today, and I do yoga. And
you were jumping around. Everything. You're definitely like a different person on stage.
You have to be a performer. It's like you have to like engage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
no,
and it's
sense.
Pushing yourself a little bit farther into where you're uncomfortable, just because waving your arms seems ridiculous, but it doesn't seem that ridiculous until you're like flailing your arms. Then you're like oh, what's this guy doing over here?
What's he talking about over there?
Exactly.
No, it was
pay attention to me.
It was a nice show, man.
It was fun, man. It was really fun to play the new songs, but. Yeah, back to you. Back to me. About like getting like your stories on like it's like even those beginner steps are so important to love. just building your brand, essentially, I guess. You know what I mean?
Finding a voice.
Yeah. Or even with podcasts, like our first podcast to now, they're still cringy in a way, but not at the same level as like the first one.
Oh, yeah. The first 25-minute podcast. And now we just did an hour and it just didn't even fucking feel like it.
That's true.
We've been talking about bullshit.
I know.
George H.W. and shit.
Georgie.
No, yeah, I do want to start maybe, I don't know, like I said, finding a little website, making a little website where I just put all my shit up.
Make a big one, not a little one.
Whatever. And getting that shit out there, man. Even if they are shitty or even if they are cringy, which every first draft and like every, first time you try a new song or something, it's always you work on it. Even within this story, it's like while I transfer it from some handwritten notes that I have onto my phone, I rewrite half of it because I'm just like, ooh, I could say this so much better. And then like other times I'll just erase it again and be like, oh no, I like that.
Right.
I like the first time I said that.
Yeah. Putting yourself out there is kind of like that trial by fire. It's like you have to force yourself, because then as soon as you make yourself do that, you find your footing, so to speak, or you find out what works and doesn't work, or what catches people's attention and what doesn't catch them. Like the only way you can learn any of that is, I don't know. Like
I think I did that with photography. I got really into it for a while and I was, all about it. And then I just kind of just stopped the camera. Mm-hmm. And this was a long time ago, but maybe it was because of, it's hard to grow a following, first off. Yeah. And maybe back then I was so in my head and so like I want people to really like my pictures, this and that. And you don't see that at the beginning, you don't see
the ego. How much the ego is connected with it, yeah.
And so now I'm like, I think I want to, just take more random pictures, even if it is with my point and shoot.
Right.
I would actually like to take a darkroom class.
I know, we talked about that last time. I still think that'd be rad. But it's like it goes into that thing where you get so connected with the ego of being afraid to release things or pushing yourself forward, because completely the ego, you're afraid of people talking bad or liking it or not relating to it or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's for you.
You did it. Right.
And that's the thing for me with like songs. It's like, we've been making music now for a while, but like I can go back and like 2 years ago, like listen, like this is a piece of like my history now, which for me is like, I don't know. That's really fucking cool.
It's really cool. Like, you can take this with you.
And no regrets, like my grandpa's like, you don't want to regret anything when you get old. Like I should have done that. And that's why we started this when we did, because we're like, fuck it. Why do we keep on saying we're gonna do it? Let's just do it. And
then we like planned it out for like, okay, we're gonna start in August or some shit like that.
Exactly.
And I was just like, why? Why did we do? Why not fucking just now?
Yeah.
We might not be, and yet we aren't all that prepared for any of these conversations and any of these topics or whatever. But everybody's talking about them, dude. Even if you're not qualified, it's conversation, it's current events, like. People are talking about this shit.
That is true. And
even if they're, sounding like we do, which I'm sure I say a lot of stupid shit, and very...
We're talking about service dogs and jerking off.
And very, like, unqualified topics that we talk about, I blabber about. But it's and I've said it a million times, it's what I feel. It's how I feel.
It's an honest place.
It's an honest place.
Yeah.
You can't take that away from me,
I think that...
So fuck off.
Yeah. Jeez. Did somebody say something to you? I must have missed that message.
Yeah, that rant's over. We love you, folks. I'm kidding. I don't want you to fuck off.
I mean, you could. You could fuck off in a good way, right? Fuck off.
Fuck off, man. That's dope.
I got a cool little like story thing sent to me. It started from, we have like this, my sister like put Christmas decorations everywhere, which I like the whole holiday spirit, but she has
that's why the drawing today was a Christmas tree.
That's true.
With some presents under it. We'll show y'all later. And anyway,
so there's this board and it says like how many days until Christmas. I wrote 666 days until Christmas. And
one of our listeners responded, right?
Yeah, she's like, that's kind of true. It's like a pagan holiday.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, a lot of holidays kind of have this like pagan root. Like Easter does, Halloween obviously does.
Yeah, big one there.
Yeah. Really? I don't see the connection.
Valentine's Day?
Valentine's Day. She sent me this, I think Miss Sarah Perry, I think is her name. So shout out to her.
Shout out to Sarah Perry.
And it was the dark origins of Valentine's Day. So it was like a Roman celebration back in the day. It was this thing like they would sacrifice, like they did all kinds of fucking shit. Like they were drunk, naked.
Right, yeah.
They sacrificed goats,
paganism.
dogs, and then they would whip girls with the skins of the dogs and goats who just killed, like whip them. And then they had this lottery where they draw names, and the person they drew the name with, they'd go like bang it out. So it's like this huge, crazy. It was 2 days too.
Sounds easier than modern day dating,
right? I mean, it sounds good to me, to be honest with you. Like, just, I mean, except for the killing dogs part, I got you, Noki. Goats? Nah, fuck goats.
I've done it before.
Fuck goats.
Well, kill goats.
That's true.
Maybe both.
Before or after. Yeah. So it was a crazy fucking thing. It was 2 days too. Like, the holidays in those like Roman times and the Greeks, like they knew how to fucking party, dude. Like these orgies would just last for days and shit. Yeah, so there's all that darkness that kind of went in there, and then how they got the name at the time. There's this emperor named Claudius II, great name, and he would execute 2 men named Valentine every February 14th.
Wow.
For centuries, or in the 3rd century for like years. So like as he was in power, he would do that.
Right. You know your mom hated you if they lived in that area, and they're like, Valentine.
You look like a Valentine.
That's to get rid of you.
You look like a Valentine.
Yeah. God.
Jimmy, John, Valentine?
Ooh, that one's sticking. It's like, hey, Claude, my kid's name's Valentine, man.
So fucking death, murder, fuck party, and murder people.
So
like,
he did this.
Cool.
He did this for centuries, you said?
It was in the 3rd century, and he did it for years as he was in power. I don't think being loud. He wasn't alive that long.
Yeah. Continue.
Yeah, that's all I got.
That's what.
Just the dark arts. So.
And how did we turn that into this loving? I care about you.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess the lovemaking thing still happens for some of us.
Yeah, I guess. Huh? Isn't that what September babies are?
Is that what the math?
February. I think so.
Is that right? September babies?
I lost count.
So what kind of lovemaking are you doing? Well, September babies, not they're fucking. So if you're a February baby, your parents are fucking in September. No, that's not the right math. That's like, I was thinking it the opposite way, but I know what you're saying.
Okay.
I'm following.
Okay.
So if your birthday's
question.
in September, your parents were banging on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, they were banging.
She's like, come in me.
That headboard was hitting that wall a little hard.
Or soft. I mean, who knows?
Then she did a headstand.
Who knows how good your parents are, or anybody's parents are at like
probably not
sex.
something that I want to talk about.
Yeah. How you laying into you good?
I mean, y'all been together for a while, so
you got an ass pull or what? So, Dad, you and Mom have been together for a while, so I need some tips.
Yeah.
Obviously,
what's the kinkiest position y'all ever got?
Fox News and dinner, like bed by 10. Like,
down at the range.
Like, okay.
I do a little something called down at the range.
Okay.
And I just shoot everywhere. That's nasty. Sorry, folks.
Yeah,
for that little detour into your parents' sex lives. Now think about that.
Think about your parents banging. Until next week. Or they got nothing else.
Funny.
I don't know if we got any notes left. Any listeners got anything?
Probably not.
We should try to figure out how to stream this at some point. I know we always go back
we might be on
forth.
Spotify, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're on Spotify.
Yeah, check that out. Easier for Android freaks, you know?
Oh, that's true, huh?
Yeah.
And most people, I guess. I think Spotify's very popular.
Yeah, Spotify's very popular. Hopefully we get paid for the streaming.
Kill the music industry, Spotify.
Well,
and thanks for putting us on.
Or was it Napster? Or was it LimeWire?
Or was it... Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are to blame.
It was the internet.
It's also just the music, like the labels, because they let it happen. It's their property that they're like, well.
Yeah,
because we talked about Hollywood was like, you can't do that. You go to jail.
Bitches.
Yeah, like you
That's
go to
a
jail.
federal offense.
Yeah. You have to watch that in the beginning of the movie. You're like, is it really if I copied this? Like, no, that's bullshit. Nah. And some guys like,
many
actually
movies I
handcuffed for it. Yeah.
There was a guy at the border selling all these pirates when we'd go to Mexico and come back.
Like butt pirates?
No, not butt pirates. These pirated copies of all these movies. So we'd always get like all the new movies that are out in theaters and just come back. It's this shitty, like grimy quality. Yeah. The guy's in there literally with his tape recorder and it's a little shaky.
How do people watch that shit, dude? We had a vendor, I won't say from what company, and he would sell bootleg DVDs to all the people. And like a lot of people would buy them, and I bought them a couple of times, and then allegedly. And then I would watch, like I bought like once or twice, and it was so shitty. I'm like, why the fuck would you watch? But like they all kept on buying it, and I was like, what?
You see people like stand up and move across like shaking
and grabbing popcorn. Like it's like, or they're like just the whole. They're like, it's so bad. Like,
at least bring a fucking tripod, man.
Come on. I don't know what to do.
No,
I mean, that's true. But even like that, how do you enjoy a movie watching it at like that?
You don't. That's your job.
Yeah, that's true.
That's your job. Yeah. They're not enjoying movies. They're going to every movie and pirating it.
Yeah, that's true.
They're losing out a lot.
But I guess like people that are watching the pirated movies though too, like how like you can't get the same connection or feel from a movie because like you're not feeling like the same.
Are you not?
I mean, maybe you are. I don't know. Damn it. It'd be so much cheaper.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for listening, folks.
Brought to you by The Grinch. Go see it.
R.I.P. George H.W.
Yeah.
You know, tune in next week.
Yeah.
Show us some love on the IG. Mm-hmm. Give us a couple stars, maybe.
Oh, you can do that on IG?
No.
Oh, I was like stars.
On iTunes, you know.
Gold stars, baby. Until next time, over and out.
We love you.
Mwah.